This quick little video is an introduction to my Macintosh G4 Cube. Throughout this video, I'll be showing you different features of the G4 Cube and how it continues to work after all these years. What you see on the screen now is Apple's DVD player running in System 9.2. I'm running it in partial screen mode right now, but you could run it in full screen mode just as easily.
You, boy. You do? Your bald head. Oh. Sometimes I imagine a little chip popping out.
Okay, moving closer without a camera stand caused a lot of shaking. I'll move back and put it on the stand and go back to partial screen mode.
I have been recruited to save the world.
I am Silas Ramsbottom.
Bottom.
I'm in a partner. Dave, Earth today. You can leave now.
Unlike many of the vintage Macintosh G4 Cubes, the ejection system on my DVD player still works. I thought it'd be nice at this time to show you portions of the original Apple marketing video when they came out with the G4 Cube.
I'm a designer, and I just love how the Cube looks. I mean, it's just the coolest looking computer on the planet.
The first reaction I had to the size of the G4 Cube was really one of amazement, because if you had asked me in advance how small can a supercomputer be, I never would have come close to what I saw.
3.5 gigaflops. Now that is 3.5 billion operations per second. It is staggering by any measure, and 10 years ago it was unheard of in anything smaller than a washing machine.
The heart of the G4 Cube is incredibly complex. I mean, it's a supercomputer. But we were looking for a final design that was very simple. A design that left you with a sense of, well, of course, that's the most natural, the most elegant solution possible.
All the kind of functional characteristics are taken care of, but then there's another level of aesthetic that just lifts it and gives it spirit.
There's so much more I could say about my favorite vintage Macintosh product, but let's just talk about what's going to come with it. When I do sell it, I'm going to be including the keyboard, the mouse. The black accented keyboard will match the black monitor I'm going to include with it as well, even though it's a third-party monitor. And of course, as you saw in the pictures, you get the G4 Cube power brick. It's sort of a interesting power supply. It sits on the floor or behind your desk, so it doesn't clutter, but it provides enough power to run the G4 Cube plus an ACD monitor that Apple created just for it. Now I have one of those monitors, but I'm not going to include it in this auction. It's too big, too heavy. I may include it in another auction if you want to consider buying it as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know. Should I include that monitor in an auction when I sell my Cube? The monitor that takes too much power from the Cube and tends to overheat it? Let me know in the comments below.
Most computer companies would have said, this is an impossible task. They would have walked away from it. I mean, to take a computer 4 times its size and pack it down into an 8-inch cube, it seems impossible, but we did it.
Being this big and being able to sustain 1, 2, 3, or 4 gigaflops, we are looking at 2,000 times the volume efficiency of, say, a Cray supercomputer of the 1980s.
The G4 Cube starts out with 64 megabytes of memory, expandable up to 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. It starts with a 20 gigabyte hard drive, configurable up to 40 gigabytes.
Gee, is he excited or what? Hey, wait a minute. My Cube has a 1.5 gigabyte upgrade already, and the hard drive's been up to 80 gigabytes, which Apple formats to about 74.5 gigabytes. Still a lot bigger than the original.
It's got all the I/O you could ever want. Ethernet, USB, FireWire, everything you need is in the Cube.
The Adobe user is going to love it. It has everything they require. It has the power of a G4, but it has the elegance and the design element that they care about.
The G4 Cube is designed to go onto your desk, so we saw that it was crucial that we could remove both visual and audible clutter. So the team figured out a way to actually remove the fan.
Wait, did he say remove the fan? Oh, that's right. That's why so many of these cubes caught fire. they got too hot and they burnt up. I've actually saw one burn up at a seminar once, laying on its side. And that's a good point to tell you. Do not lay them on their sides. Like this picture from the Computer Museum. This is not my computer. Laying them on their side is a sure way to kill it. It'll keep running for a long time if you just keep it standing up and don't block the airflow.
The product's air-cooled so that it's virtually silent.
Instead of sitting down at a computer that's humming and you kind of feel technology in the room, you're sitting down in the silence where you can sit and have an idea.
Oh, speaking of ideas, I forgot to tell you, I include the G4 Cube speakers. They're quite rare and hard to find. If you want to find them on eBay, they're usually well over $100 per set. But that's the only speakers that will work with this machine as designed by Apple through the USB port and a special adapter. And then the speakers help you hear the great bong sound again. This next clip shows how I got inside the G4 Cube to upgrade it.
You flip it over, there's this little latch that you hit and it pops up and you can pull the entire core out. It almost looks like this nuclear reactor core, something that you'd see in Mission Impossible.
There's easy access to all the RAM, to the airport cards, to the graphics cards. You don't have to then say, gee, I'm going to upgrade the memory. What expert am I going to have to find? It's something that really an 8-year-old can do in about 15 seconds.
Wow, an 8-year-old. I'm glad they have such confidence in us. Speaking of 15 seconds, I wish the Cube started up that fast, but it actually takes several minutes. In this clip, my Cube has been sped up a bit by the video processing, so what you see is quicker than normal.
The new G4 Cube is the ultimate desktop movie making machine. It comes with iMovie 2 software. Or if you're a professional, you can step right up to Final Cut Pro.
You get an idea, you walk out, you film it, you bring it back, you download it through FireWire, you can play with it in Final Cut Pro, add type, whatever, and boom, it's done.
Whether you do publishing, web design, video editing, this machine was made for you.
If I had only seen the PowerMac G4 Cube, I would have been very impressed. I would have said, this is going to be a very important product for Apple and for users. But it didn't stop there, and from one experience to the next, it just kept getting better and better. And I left kind of scratching my head thinking, is there anything that's missing from this product offering? And I'm still thinking, because I don't think there is.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, but the only thing missing is you going to eBay and taking a look at it. I'll have my G4 Cube posted on eBay with the link in the description below. It makes a great collector's item, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Remember, ComputerHobbyShop.com is non-profit, so anything I sell is only to help keep the lights on. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.